Glalie is really only known for two things: looking angry and blowing up on people. Prior to losing access to Explosion and Sword and Shield, this thing was the king of throwing down spikes and going kaboom. But ever since then, it's kind of been thrown to the wayside. With base 80 everything, this dude's got stats that look exactly like him. The Angry Snowball gets access to everybody's favorite ability, Moody, which after every turn raises a random stat by 2 and lowering another by 1. Personally, I like running Blizzard with a Blunder policy, so if it hits, awesome. We get big damage and another Moody boost. But if it doesn't, we get that guaranteed speed boost and still another stat boost. If our boy can live long enough to get the stat boost it needs, he's off to the races. We run Icicle Crash to take advantage of our pinball going the speed of light with the added bonus of possibly getting a flinch. And Earthquake and Terra Blast for nice coverage and to use whichever stat is higher at the time, with Moody switching things up. This little ball of hate may not be able to blow up on people anymore, but with the right push, he can still turn into a wrecking ball if he feels like it. Alrighty guys, so jumping into our first match, we do have a few threats on the table, so that Ting-Lu is always going to be pretty annoying defensive answer to everything. Spite Ops, probably just a Sinky Web set, but we shall see. Cinderace is definitely going to be the big one along with the Toxapex. Toxapex, just another big bulky dude. And that Cinderace, oh man. Cinderace is always annoying even if you know what's coming. But let's go ahead and jump on in, going up against our boy Lodestar. Whenever I see that, I think Lone Star, like Texas. But yeah, I gotta admit, I dig the fit. And he does lead with the Toxapex. Probably going to get Toxic Spike up, something like that. I'm figuring, you know what, we might as well lead with the Glalie. So, off the bat, I'm thinking, I might want to conserve it. I'm not really too sure what this thing's going to do. In retrospect, probably just should have thrown that Blizzard out, see if we can get the boy rolling. But I am going to switch into the Bruxish. So this little thing is not an offensive set. It's actually going to be more of a screen and screen disruptor. So he does get that Toxic Spike down. Probably just the default answer for everything. And looking at our little piranha fish, I am going to just go for the Psychic Fang. And as I do that, I figure, oh no, should not have clicked that. So I do fall right into this thing's trap. Do get hit by the Baneful Bunker, and it does hit me with that poison. So definitely not ideal with that. And then it's just going to slowly chip away at my boy. So this guy's not really meant to stick around for terribly long. He's meant to get a screen up and then dip. So we're just going to do exactly that. So we're going to go ahead and get a Reflect up and go from there. He does take out the Toxapex. At this point, I'm thinking he's probably going into something that can take something a little bit better. Thinking it might be an offensive, and he does go into the Ting-Lu. So this thing, oh man. Not a fan of going up against it using it though. Different story. But right now we're not attacking him at all, so we're just getting that screen up. The Reflect, that will pretty much nullify his offense on this thing. It does hit a little hard, so we got that little bit of buffer zone with that. Everything taking half damage. And right now I'm just going to hit the flip turn. Does two things. One, can pivot into pretty much whatever we want. And it also gets a little bit chip on this thing, it being super effective. And that Bruxish still has enough offensive power to do a pretty good amount of damage, so might be making a video on that one soon, just because it is an absolute animal. He does go for the Snarl. Can't say I see too many Snarls, but hey, not the worst idea. At this point, I do go for the Will-O-Wisp, and we do connect. Just going to immobilize this thing even more. So it's looking like Snarl might be its highest damage dealing move, and it goes for the Stone Edge. The burn alongside the Reflect is probably what kept me from taking too much damage. As you can see, it didn't do a whole lot. At this point, I'm just thinking, you know what? I need to get those spikes out of here. I don't want anything coming in and getting poisoned, especially if I'm trying to get a good spot for the Glalie. And he's figuring, you know what? This thing's kind of spent right now, so I'm going to throw something else in. It does go into the Goodra. I'm thinking probably threw that in, thinking I was going to go for actually, I don't know on this thing. Not too sure. Don't have anything that was super effective against it, but might be fainting the Surf. But either way, Oh, excuse me, had a little burp. Either way, we do have those toxic spikes out of the way. Gudra looks like a prime target for... Oh man, I'm burping all over the place. For the Glalie, unfortunately, he does say, "Psych! You are out of here." So, with the Dragon Tail, is going to pull in a random mon, and the Bruxish does come back out. So, looking all shiny and spiffy over there, looking like the Piranha Plant, and we just come in and take some damage from the Toxic. So, yeah, that's not fun. So I'm double checking to see what I got left on my screens. His team is pretty much offensive, or not offensive, physical attackers. That's the word. So don't really need another light screen up. Reflect is still up, and he does go into the Spite Ops. So I do get the Psychic Feign off, and he does reveal he has the Rocky Helmet, which is not ideal on this thing. If I get hit by that Rocky Helmet again and I take some damage, I'm done. So I'm thinking, you know what, I kind of want to preserve the fish, so get a screen up later. So I'm going to go ahead and go into something else. I'm kind of going back and forth between stuff, but I'm thinking the Talonflame is definitely the best. I'm not too sure what the Spite Ops is running. He's probably just going to want to get the Sticky Web up, but we shall definitely see. He does go for the Protect. Not too sure what that was about. Probably just trying to stall out another turn of poison. Makes me think this boy is just defensive. Hence the Rocky Helmet. So, with that, he can't go for another Protect. Kind of want to see what he's doing. Might be going for a U-turn. But hey, that is A-okay. Honestly, we got a pretty good setup right here. No Toxic Spike on the field. No Sticky Web on the field yet. And we're just kind of waiting to see what they're doing. So he does take out the Spite Ops. Probably going into something that can take it a little bit better, or even try and stall me out, I guess. Bringing in the Toxapex. I do go for the Will-O-Wisp. If I get it off on the Spite Ops, awesome. That's just going to be something to immobilize it more. On the Toxapex, it doesn't do a whole lot. Just because it's so tanky and it has that big HP reserve. It does also have, I'm not sure if it's leftovers or the Black Sludge, but it does have HP restore and stuff. So at this point, I'm thinking, you know what, do I want to try and stall it out? I can maybe get set up with Muck, but for now, I'm thinking, hey, it's looking like a pretty good Glalie time. So Glalie comes in. Oh, look at that, the red-eyed Menace. Looking nice and shiny. So it does go for the Baneful Bunker, and in terms of usefulness for us, well, first it's going to try and restore some HP, but that burn is just going to take it right back out. So it's pretty much the exact same spot it was in. And we do get the free Moody boost. With this, with the special defense going up, not going to help a whole lot, and we do get the attack drop, which is unfortunate. So at this point, I'm kind of thinking, do I go for the Blizzard, try and get that, either get the freeze off on it, which would be nice to just go even further, but it has a burn, so I can't freeze it. So I figured, you know what, we're going for the Earthquake. Unfortunately, it does bring out the Tinglu again. Oh, this thing. And it takes literally no damage. The burn actually does more damage than the actual Earthquake. Just kind of goes to show how much those boosts can affect things. Also, Tinglu is a beast. So we do get the attack boost, which is super nice. Now we can go ahead and start crashing. Knowing that we're faster than this thing, because it is pretty slow to begin with, I'm kind of hoping for a flinch on this one. It's going to be really decent damage, and if we can get that flinch, we can secure the KO. And we do just miss knocking it out by a little bit, but we do get the flinch. That is perfect. With the burn kicking in, it's hanging on by a thread. That thing's got like 3 HP and a drain, but we're here to take out that drain. So look at our stats right now. We only have one debuff on the defense. Everything else is looking good. So Tinglu does avoid the Blizzard, but hey, that's part of the plan. We go ahead and get that guaranteed speed boost, and we are rocking and rolling. He was going for the Heavy Slam, but with our defense boosted up, we're sitting pretty, looking real good out here. So with that burn, Tinglu does faint, and this is like perfect situation. We even get a free Moody boost from this, and our defense goes up. It does not get much better than this. Glalie is Zooming around, he has attack up and his defense up. He's a big bulky ball just ready to wreck into things. So this guy's probably not knowing what to do at this point. He's about to get swept by the big angry ball of ice, and he's a little quaking in his pants. So the Spite Ops does make a return. And I'm just kind of thinking, what do I want to kill it with? Do I want to mix it up or go with the old reliable? So I am thinking, you know what, let's just take a look at everything. Everything's net positive. Our speed's at +2, everything else is +1, so might as well go for the Icicle Crash. So that thing does hang on by just a thread. And he goes for the Sticky Web, but that's not going to do much, pal. At this point, we're not switching out. So on that one, our attack does go down, which is unfortunate, but at this point, we don't need it. And he does go for the Protect, just delaying the inevitable. He might be thinking that we don't have many usages of that move, but I think it's at base 15 for the amount of times we can use it, so I'm not too worried about that. We do get another defense boost, and the attack falls. So looking a little bit more bulky than usual, but at this point, he can't use Protect. He's already done a Sticky Web. This dude's just fodder. So we do finally knock it out, get that last bill 3 of HP. And I don't know what it's about this match with things hanging on by a thread. We do get that attack boost, so hopefully we can start the full sweep. So he does bring out the Cinderace. This is the one that we were worried about from before. Does have that super effective Pyro Ball damage. But we got an answer for it. So we're going for the defensive Ghost Terra. Now, this thing, while we could go water and resist pretty much everything that's super effective against it, it would resist the fire, it would resist fighting, even rock, which would be really nice. This is more so geared towards avoiding fighting type moves entirely, and also the priority. So we do just barely miss the knockout. I don't know if I'd be able to knock it out even if we got top damage, but we do take the Pyro Ball very well. And our attack does fall, but hey, that's okay. At this point, we don't need a whole lot to take it out, and we do just get that last little bit out. So that is, was it body number 3 with the Glalie? He is rocking and a rolling. And again, the attack falls. Moody's something that it's it's moody. It's temperamental. Kind of does whatever it wants to do. Sometimes works in your favor really well. Sometimes not so well. We've been lucking out this one. But at this point, we're so set. Like, the speed is up. Our attack is decent. It's not terrible. We can still damage things. And he does go into the Toxapex. So I'm thinking, what does this thing want to do? He might go for another Baneful Bunker, but I'm not exactly sure if that would actually do anything. I'm going to check my stats. Our defense is looking nuts. So I am just going to see what we can do. I think I go for the Terra Blast, ? That I do. And, of course, in true Toxapex fashion, it goes for the Baneful Bunker. And Terra Blast being a special move is not going to touch it. So it's just going to be kind of chilling. We're just two dudes staring at each other. That dude's munching on some leftovers, and it's going to take a little bit of a burn. Those leftovers must have had some spicy peppers in them. Oh. Our boy Glalie over here getting a little moody. Attack rise, special attack lower. So we're definitely going for that Earthquake, trying to see if we can just get some good damage off. But he does take his Toxapex out, just kind of delaying the inevitable again. It throws in the Goodra. Now, Goodra is going to take this decently well. I don't even think it'll do half. Yeah, it barely did a quarter. With that, we do get a nice little speed boost. At this point, again, doesn't really matter. We're looking good. So we're going to definitely go for that Icicle Crash, get that 2 times effective, and it makes real quick work of it. Don't even need to worry about the Goo Boy. So we are rocking and rolling. I think we only got 2 Mons left. We do get the special attack rise, and the speed goes down a little bit. Our speed has been boosted a few times, so we're still looking good. Attack, special attack is up. Defense is still looking good. Special defense I'm not too sure on, but the speed is up. This team doesn't have much special offense, though. So we're looking good. The Breloom Now with the Breloom, I was kind of expecting them to go for a Terra here, maybe if they had some coverage, but no. I think it's absolutely annihilated. And that's part of the reason why we run the Terra Ghost. So that thing was probably running a Mach Punch or something like that. Or it could have been running a Spore, but if it was running Mach Punch, it just wouldn't have done anything. Probably why he didn't use it. So, we're on the last Mon Toxapex. It is burned. We are sitting pretty with our stats, and we're going for a super effective Earthquake. And we're waiting. He just quits. Do not blame him. Glalie sweep is not the most common thing, but yeah, that's it for the first one. Real nice, easy sweep, so let's go ahead and keep on going. It's time for a Bible break. Alrighty guys, so today we're going through Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans for welfare and not for calamity, to give you a future and a hope. And this verse takes place in a time where God's people are literally exiled right now. They're beaten down, they're broken, they're going through it, to say the least. And he's just telling them, hey, relax. I've got this. I know what I have planned for you. You have a future. You can take hope in that. And it just kind of all goes back to that saying, like, this too shall pass. Doesn't matter what you're going through. You could be at the absolute bottom of the barrel right now. And end of the day, God's saying, hey, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Take heart. I got this, and you can get through it. So that's all I got for the Bible Minute. Let's go ahead and jump back in. Alrighty guys, let's go hop into game number 2. Looking at the opposing team, we got a legendary spammer. Oh boy. So, any day we can knock down a legendary spammer is a good day. Looking at the lineup, Eternatus is definitely one that I always just struggle with. Rayquaza is a nice offensive answer, so if we can outspeed it, it'd be good. And then I see that Dragonite on there, probably running multi-scale if I had to guess. I'd be very surprised if it was something different. Miraidon, that's one that I usually want to keep an eye on. That thing has definitely murked me more than a couple times with a surprise overheat. And then, especially with Glalie, if I don't Terra, I'd be out in the dust, sitting out to dry. So, with that, I am running a little bit of a different set on this Glalie. So instead of running Blizzard and a Blunder Policy, I'm actually going to be running an Iron Ball with Switcheroo. So Switcheroo, get some shenanigans going, hopefully. Idea is to get the Switcheroo off turn 1, give the Iron Ball to the opposing Mon, and just beat him on the speed tie. We don't even need the Blunder Policy at that point. So our opponent does lead with the Dragonite, probably running the multi-scale, if I had to guess. So I'm going to go ahead and get that Switcheroo off. We do have the super effective Icicle Crash, so that is scary. Seeing a Dragon Rush turn 1, that is scary. Thankfully it does miss though. So we get the Switcheroo off. It is holding the Iron Ball, so it's going to be slow. And Moody does get a defensive boost, which is very nice. So don't have to worry about that Dragon Rush as much. I'm figuring, hey, might as well go for the Icicle Crash. With that, we do get good damage. Probably not running multi-scale. Considering the fact that this thing is not running multi-scale and it's a full legendary team, I'm kind of wondering if this is just a kid who beat the game and got all the legendaries and just want to hop into a battle. Do feel a little bad now, but too late now. No mercy. Glalie's going to take out that Dragonite, and we are rocking and rolling, baby. So we get another booty boost and our attack goes up. So we're already rocking. Special attack on this one is more so just for the Terra Blast. It's nothing that we absolutely need, but just kind of a just in case type thing. They do bring in the Articuno, one of my favorite mons. Just so slick and sleek and good design. At this point it does go for the Snowscape. My first thought is, ooh, okay, cool. I'm cool with that. Gives me a little defense boost, but it also gives that thing a defense boost too. So it wasn't going to knock out, but it definitely could have brought it down into one hit range, and we do get the speed drop. That is unfortunate. And I'm thinking it's got the defense boost. it does go for a haze. So, not the best thing in the world, and the Terra Blast does absolutely nothing to it because its special defense is insane. So, we do get the special defense boost, but our defense drops a little bit. So, that being our only stats, I'm thinking, you know what, let's just go for an Icicle Crash, might be able to get the flinch. It does switch out. So, I'm thinking, hey, whatever's coming in is going to take an Icicle Sandwich to the face. I'm okay with that. And the Miraidon does come out, gets that electricity on the field, and with the Icicle Crash, that's going to do more than half, or yeah, a little bit more than half. And we do get a special attack drop, and the speed does fall, which is unfortunate. At this point, I'm kind of in fear of an overheat, so I'm thinking, you know what, let's just check everything out. We do have the special defense buffed up, so I'm thinking if we can get the Terra off and get a little lucky, we might be able to live through it. Especially with 2 special defense boosts. We should be alright. Again, if we have the Water Terra, might be a little bit better. But hey, we're rocking the Ghost today, baby. Boogity boogity boo. Looking good with that crystal on his head. And it does go for the Power Gem. Very interesting. So, again, probably just a kid that just got the game. So I feel a little bad. But it does allow us to take it nicely and live through it. Otherwise, that would have been a super effective hit. We do get another speed boost and special attack fail. Don't really care about that. But yeah, we are back to rocking and rolling. The Angry Pinball is in full mode. And out comes the Eternatus. This thing's a beast. No other way around it. We do have the Earthquake and the Icicle Crash. I'm hoping we can get a flinch on this Icicle Crash. But unfortunately, it does less than half, and there's no flinch. In true fashion, it does go for the Dynamax Cannon, but it does like nothing. We took that so well. And we do get another special defense boost, so at this point, I am not worried about this thing. We did get the speed drop, which isn't the best thing in the world, but hey, probably going to take another attack anyway, so it does go for another Dynamax Cannon, and it's going to do even less than before. Whew, that feels nice to tank. And we do get the Crash off, and it lives with just a little bit left. We do get another special defense boost. So we're going to be eating those Dynamax Cannons for breakfast, but it does go for a Dragon Pulse. I will admit, not too sure why. Might have wanted to try and click a Cross Poison or something like that, but hit that on accident. But either way, Earthquake is going to take that baby out, and we're rocking and rolling. So at this point, we're just kind of waiting for whatever next is on the chopping block, and we do get our speed back up, which is muy bueno. So now we're just a sweeping machine. Not much will be able to take us out. But it does go back. Oh, no, not yet. We do go into the Rayquaza. So with our speed boost and the Icicle Crash, I'm pretty confident on this one. So we do win that because we got the speed boost, and it's a one-hit. Beautiful. 4 times effective move. Love it. So, get another Moody boost. Doesn't really matter at this point, especially since it's not affecting our speed. And now he brains out the Articuno. I'm kind of worried this thing might haze and then try and take me out with something. But we'll see. He might just go for another Snowscape. That would not be bad. I do have mega special defense, so I can take pretty much whatever it wants to throw at me, unless it uses the haze. So I do go for the Icicle Crash. I actually forget this thing can miss. It just hits so often. But we do take the Ice Beam like a champ. Took a little bit over half of what we have left. So at this point, I'm thinking, you know what? I can probably get one more good hit off. We do go for the Icicle Crash, hoping for the flinch, and we don't get it. They actually do hit on the Raw Dog Blizzard. That's insane. So down goes the Glalie, the sweeper. He was actually our lead for this one. I forgot about that. And we got a full team left to take on the last 2. So right now I'm kind of going between, do I want to try and set up on him? Do I want to go more defensive? Do I want to just go full steam ahead, take him out? And I'm thinking that's what we're going to do. So bringing out the Typhlosion, and this dude's looking mighty fine with his scarf on and his signature move, Eruption. One thing I did notice, fire does not have a shadow. Look at Typhlosion's shadow. Hold on a second. Gonna take out the Articuno real quick. Yeah, look at that shadow. That's a shadow. He has a shadow on that fire. That's not real fire. That's fake fire. Anyways. Squirrel. So, last but not least, they do have the Zacian. And it does have the Intrepid Sword ability, but it does not have the actual item. So, just further confirming, this is probably just some random kid. So I do feel a little bad on that. But he does know how to use Terra. So that's one thing. He's going to be popping the Terra Fairy on that one. Probably just to resist the fire a little bit. And I actually forget what typing Zacian is. I thought it was metal. But anyways, we do go for the Eruption and do a decent amount of chip. And the thing is Giga Impact. I forget Giga Impact is a move half the time, and now we're the ones chilling on 3 HP in a dream. I will admit, I did click Eruption just out of habit. I'm used to throwing this thing in just Eruption, Eruption, Eruption. But I forgot it's based off of remaining HP, so it does literally nothing. So, figuring, you know what, there's not much I can do with this boy right now. So, I'm going to be bringing in the, I almost said Talonflame, the Skarmory. And it does hit me with a Fire Fang. Not cool. This thing is running weak armor, so its defense falls, but its speed boosts by 2. So this is supposed to be a trap setup set. So at this point we got the speed. It's got like no HP left. Might as well finish it off with the Iron Head. So we do get that knockout, and ooh, beautiful. Watching that thing go down. But yeah, guys, I know that second one might have been a little hard to watch, but it did showcase Glalie real well. So that's all I got for this video, guys. If you liked it or like the Bible Minute, definitely leave a like, comment, let me know what your favorite moment was if you got anything out of it. So in the meantime, guys, we do have the 24-hour live stream coming up for LegendsZA on the 16th. So feel free to check that out on the Twitch. I'll have a link in the description. But in the meantime, guys, I love you, and peace out. God bless.